Hi, I'm Leanne Ely. I'm a nutritionist, a New York Times best-selling author, and some people even say I'm a life coach. I started the Daily Dish Show to share my story, my truth, and my journey to vibrancy, and to inspire others to do the same. Because it's all about grit, perseverance, and finding a way despite the odds. It's about embracing the whole woman, not just the parts that are easy to love, and feeding her heart, mind, body, and soul. But I found that this isn't just my story, it's your story too. It's go time. This is the Daily Dish. Hello, it's Monday, says Flynn. She's absolutely right. It is Monday, and it's a good day to have a good day. You ever hear that one before? Of course you have. I'm really excited about Monday because I love starting the week with a thought, with an idea, with a notion that things are going to go my way this week. I like to believe that everything is always working out on my behalf. You? How about you? Hello, Doris. Hello, Jane. Good to have you here. Saying hello to the dream team. We have Amber, we have Lindsay, and we have Jenny all here. Hello, Nancy. Mother Hen's in the house. I would toast you, except I left my water upstairs. Crazy. Okay, let's get busy. This week's, I've got a quote for you that the appropriateness of this week's quote is really going to hit you between the eyes. Lisa, so good to have you here. Get this. Here's the quote. It's an anonymous quote. Somebody said this. I don't know who. Stop saying, I don't have time for fill in the blank. Change that to, I'm not making blank a priority. Those are truth bombs hitting the dock. Yeah, isn't it crazy? You know, I love this quote because sometimes we all need to be called out. We do. We need to be called out. It's, you know, the truth hurts sometimes. The truth is a cosmic 2x4. And when we understand that, then we can start taking a look at what the heck is going on. What the heck is going on? This is why I'm just absolutely thrilled. Tonight is the master class for journal holders. Now, if you've got a journal, you've got an invitation, and that happens tonight at 7 p.m. Eastern. No, I'm not giving you a link because it's not for everyone. You have to be a journal holder. And I'm throwing down some hardcore truth tonight. I've got a great teaching for you. I'm going to show you exactly how to use these journals, and then we're going to go boom, bombs away. We're going to be crashing through these last 12 weeks to really sew up 2022. Oh, I just can't wait. Nancy, I know you're already coming. Nancy's already in our inner circle. It's Rising Tide. We have a Rising Tide this thing is 3 weeks of gold boot camp. Am I right? And it's incredible. You're going to start getting some emails about that. I want you to read those emails. This stuff's gold, right? It's gold. Francesca, hello. It works when somebody else wants to set your boundaries and you need to set boundaries. Yeah, it's right on. That is so true. Catherine's in the house as well. Yay, Catherine. I'm glad you're here. And Alice, I saw you just wiggled right on in there and I didn't even see you. I'm glad you're here too. Anyway, we're glad you're all here. So today what we're going to be talking about is how we connect the dots. Because I'm going to tell you right now, and you know this, when it all of a sudden just snaps into place, man, you have a real clear picture of what it is that you want to do next. Am I right? You know exactly what I'm talking about. And it's interesting how sometimes it's because of good news or bad news, but sometimes it's just because we need to be shook. Can I just say that? We just need to be shook. We need to come to our senses. We need to start realizing we have one life to live. One. Hey, Kathy and Jennifer, we don't get do-overs on this. It's not a dress rehearsal. You've heard that one before, but all I can say is that we need to constantly be in the place of setting our course. We course correct all the time. It's like sailing a boat. But the point is that when we get to determine the course, then we are no longer sitting there on the sidelines just taking whatever comes, right? Live your life on purpose and for purpose. And the way that you do that is with goals. I don't know of any other way. And that's what the Take Back Your Life journal is all about. You can still get some. I mean, we're almost done with them. They're almost gone, but we still have a few more left. savingdinner.com/journal to go get yours. And even if you sign up for it tonight, you will get, right now, we will send you, you'll be able to do the masterclass tonight. And we will send this in the mail right away. I always personalize each one to you. And I'm going to take you through this whole thing. I'm going to show you exactly how to use this so that you get exactly what it is that you want. Well, Darla, it's so good to see you. I missed you. Glad to have you back. Sue's in the house. There's our girl, Jackie. That's lovely. All right, let's get down to business. We're going to talk about, just basically what wise women do when they start clicking it all in. So, anybody ever do a big puzzle, jigsaw puzzle? Come on, you've all done that. Hey, Lynn, we've all done jigsaw puzzles, right? We've done it with the benefit of having the box top up, so we know what we're doing. Oh, okay, that blue is not water, it's sky. That goes all up here. This goes all down the side, and we get it. We get those edges put up. By the way, fun fact, did you know Queen Elizabeth, God bless her soul, had always at Balmoral, she always had a jigsaw puzzle going, and she never ever allowed the box top to show because she thought that was cheating. I just think that's interesting. Feisty old gal. God bless her. 1926, that's when my dad was born. Wow, but my dad passed away. He was only 59 when he passed away, and he turned 59 on his deathbed. So I feel a sense of urgency when I start talking about all of this stuff because we just don't know when all of this is going to happen. I'm going to go ahead and bring TikTok on. I almost forgot about you at TikTok. Hi, TikTok. Welcome. And of course, YouTube and Facebook. We love it. Okay, you ready for this? Because I'm telling you what, right now we are going to click things into place. We are. Because that's how all of this thing works. Hey, Chris. I'm glad you're here. Beverly, you too. So glad you're here. So when we connect the dots, we can almost hear an audible click in our head. It's the cosmic 2x4 going whammy. It's that thing inside of you that says, okay, now I get it. It's that, okay, that has landed. I accept the mission. I'm here for it. Have you noticed that? I have. It's something that's crazy. And when we finally connect the dots, you know what happens though? Things change. Our outlook changes, our focus changes, and we course correct in a way big way. And we find ourselves in this place where we start thinking of things completely different. And I'm going to tell you this because, for 27 years, I can't even believe I can say it's been that long, but it has. It's been 27 years of doing nutritional coaching. And I will tell you a lot of times when I get a coaching client who gets it, I can hear the click. I can almost audibly hear the click. These are some of the things they've said. Like I had a gal who was doing the hot meal sprint, this a few years ago. And she said, it just occurred to me that what I needed an anti-inflammatory approach. And she came back with these incredible blood tests. Everything was all dialed in and she felt like a new woman. I mean, this is the thing that we want to be able to do because, if it's going to click in, it's going to click in. I had a woman who one time she said, I was sitting in the doctor's office straight across the doctor's desk. And he said to me, I'm sorry, but your prediabetes has progressed. It is now type 2 diabetes. And that's when it hit her. And let me just tell you, everything changed from there. Everything changed. It wasn't just the warning shot. It was this is what it is. Click, there it went. It happened I had another woman who it happened to her when she was on a plane and she had to ring the flight attendant and ask for a seat extender She was so embarrassed and so upset about this. That's all she could talk about this whole next time. And I said, okay, well, let's talk about what we're going to do next. This is something else she said. Another one she couldn't go on the rides at the amusement park with her child because she didn't meet the guidelines that they have for the rides. So, who wants humility, to be humbled by something? But sometimes that's what it takes. Have you ever noticed that? Sometimes that's just what it takes, is a little humility, a little shot of humility. And, you saw a picture of yourself, or suddenly you can't put on your own socks and shoes. You saw something that just made you say, wait a minute, hold the phone. This is not all there is. And I've heard this on repeat. Can you imagine? 27 years, that's the lifetime of someone. So, but here's the thing that I know. Maybe you've heard this before. If you keep doing the same thing over and over again, you're going to get the same results over and over again, right? We know about that. But it's in those dark times that we can see a glimmer of hope, a little light down the tunnel, but only if we're able to look. And I've got 3 ways of looking that maybe you haven't considered, because we spend so much time in the shame tunnel, don't we? Like this lady in the seatbelt extender, for example, she just couldn't let it go. And we never, sometimes I have great success with these clients, and sometimes I don't. Sometimes, though, we need to understand, let that be the slap upside the head, but do not dwell on that, because we have work to do. And if we're going to do the work, we can't be dwelling on the thing that, caused us to be going, that's enough. Let's move on. And what are we going to do next? So I have 3 ways of looking. One is that you got to look up. Look up. Did you know God's waiting for you? Just ask for help. You don't think he's going to help you on that? I mean, that's what he's there for, right? That's part of his whole thing. And number 2 is to look out. You have a community. We all have community. Reach out to your community. They're there to help. They're there to encourage. They're there to support. And then number 3 is to look in. Who are you? Are you more than your excuses? What are you invested in? Yourself or your excuses? Start asking yourself those questions. The tough stuff is the thing that we need to move ourselves off of where we are. That's it. And then we have to get to work. So you got to do this looking, though. This is the looking. This is how we activate the reticular activating system. And the reticular activating system in our heads is the thing that finds evidence to support the things that we think about and look for. Example. Let's say you're going to go buy a house or buy a car, right? Suddenly you're looking on the road and you see blue Priuses everywhere. I've used this example before. Why are you suddenly noticing blue Priuses? That's the kind of car you want to buy, but it's not that all of a sudden they showed up and they're all over the road. No, it's your radar is attuned to that. That's why I always say that we've got to have our looking in place so that we can go after what it is that we want. Don't make it a secret. Keep it, take it out and say to your community, this is what I want. This is what I need. This is what I need you to do to help me so that I can do that. And watch, you'll turn around and do the same for others. It's the way this continuum works. And it's how we click and connect those dots for ourselves and for other people in our community. And when we do that, it's an incredible thing. So all of these things, all 3 of these things hold the solution to your unique problem. All of them do, because we need each other. We need to be introspective and start looking in. And we need to remember, why are we here in the first place? We're here on purpose and for purpose. And who do you think put us there into this on purpose and for purpose thing, right? That's how that whole thing works. So to connect the dots, we have to follow the directions. If it's regarding a plan, or you need something else like that, you know what to do? It's a very simple thing. You print the plan out. You read the plan. You go over it and over and over again. Who here, I've got a question for you. Have you ever said, ooh, that recipe looks really, really good. And then you get into the kitchen, you're going, yeah, I got all that. I've got all those things. I've got all those things. So you start pulling it, you pull out the chicken, you pull out all the seasoning, you pull out everything, and then you start, you're getting ready to cook it for dinner that night, and you realize step one says, put all this chicken and these spices on and marinate for 3 hours. Are you prepared to cook that meal? Of course not. And the reason you're not prepared is because you didn't take the time to read the directions first. We have to do that. This is how we prepare so that we can get and do the things that we want. Our preparation is absolutely eminent. I mean, it has to be in place. It has to be a priority. And we also don't want to get stuck on endless preparation either, do we? We want to stay the course. We want to go forward, move ahead, and become the women that we want to become. And we cannot do that unless we do put a little planning into the equation. So to fully get this whole idea, I want you to remember one thing: heart, mind, body, soul. You are not just a body. You're not just your mind. You're not just your soul. You're not that thing. You're not just one thing. You are the total of who you are: heart, mind, body, and soul. I recognize this, I don't even know how many years ago, that trying to divorce oneself from, the rest of your life in pursuit of one thing makes everything kind of go wonky doodle, and you can't sustain it. And if you can't sustain it, guess what else happens when you can't sustain it? It all goes to hell in a handbasket, and we don't have it. We don't get to where we want to go. So we need to recognize that we have to stay the course. We must 100% stay with what it is that we need to do, right? We got to start with the whole person, and we've got to start with our why. Our why is everything. Have you ever used the why matrix? It's really simple. All you have to do is keep asking yourself why. Well, I want to lose weight. Why? Well, I want to, fit into my jeans again. Why? And keep going until you hit something that's so compelling that you feel it inside your chest, that you feel it in your gut, and that maybe it even brings a tear to your eyes, or it makes you just smile so big. Those are the whys that are emotionally driven. And your emotionally driven whys are the things that are going to take it all to the bank and help you get what it is that you want. It's a great framework. Use it. Use it. This is how we get to know ourselves too, by the way. Number 2 is we need more gratitude. Every single day, and you're going to find out about this when you're using our Wise Women's Journal, Take Back Your Life Journal. So much. Go find it at savingdinner.com/journal. Go get it, by the way. I'm just saying, 12 weeks to get your goals done. Come on. That's fire. And I'm going to just tell you this, that we start with gratitude. We start to move the needle in our lives. Here's how. Gratitude makes us open our eyes and look for, remember I said we have to look, those 3 looks? We look for the things that we have to be grateful for. And in our new journal, we have all the gratitude on one place. And the reason that we did this, honestly, the reason we did it was a design decision, right? But there's a psychological thing too, because, and I'll show you this tonight when we're doing the whole thing, when you have all your gratitude for the week on one page, you look at that and you go, wow, I have so much to be thankful for. That gratitude spills over into other areas of your life. You'll find yourself being more empathetic, more gentle, more kind. And not only to people around you, but also to yourself. And don't you think it's about time that we did that? I think so. Number 2, find a way. Okay, Diana Nyad fans, anyone? Of course. Of course you are. We all love Diana Nyad. And we love Diana Nyad because at 64 years old, she crossed that ocean getting stung by jellyfish and sharks all around. And she still did it. She still did it. If she can swim through sharks, if she can swim getting stung by jellyfish, what are you capable of doing? Remember, Diana Nyad is a human being, just like you and I. No different. She was just determined. She had her eye on the prize. She knew what she wanted to do. What do you want to do? Maybe it's not to cross an ocean, but maybe it's to cross an abyss of something that's been really missing in your life, that vibrancy that you want. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What kind of emotional investment can you make in that? Start asking yourself these questions because you're going to find yourself changing before your own eyes and recognizing and realizing you're so much more than a pair of jeans. You're so much more than the number on the scale. You're so much more than what you ever thought you could possibly be. That's why it's heart, mind, body, and soul. We have to look at all of those things. Number 3 is emulate, but don't duplicate. You know what I mean by that? In other words, when you see somebody doing something right, something, oh, I want to do like whatever, don't get wrapped up in the details of what it is that they're doing. And instead, just say, this idea, this concept of what they're doing, that's what I want. This is what I want. And that's great because we have to do things the way that's customized to fit the way we want it. You know, don't be afraid to adapt. Don't be afraid to just soften it up and change it up as necessary. Because when we do that, you know, we get to do a customized plan. One of the things that, I love Peloton, and I love the exercise, the weight training and everything is great. Well, I've tried doing a few of their app programs and I found myself on the floor going, oh God, hurry. I can't get up fast enough. I'm just not, as quick to get into that position and this position and that position. And also, come on, I'm 64. I'll own that. I don't care. But this is the deal. I still want to do some ab work. So I found some standing abs. See, I adapted it. Standing abs, in my opinion, are even harder because it requires your entire core to do things. So there's always something that we can do. There's always a way to adapt. And there's always a way, I say, not just adapt, customize. And number 4 is when it gets hard, look up. Because it's not willpower, it's his power, right? Look up and make yourself a mantra. My strength comes from who? Say it. Do it, whatever. I can do all things. You know these Bible verses. I don't have to tell them to you, but make yourself a little mantra. When it gets hard, go ahead, throw it down. You've got this. Remember, this is how we start changing the actual neural pathways in our head when we start doing stuff like this. And it also gives our amygdala a little time to sit down and take a seat so that we can go forward and get that dopamine going. More dopamine, we feel better. We get it going, right? Number 5, remember fear. Fear is always with us. Nobody lives fearless lives. It sounds good, but it's not true. Fear is something that we all have. I'm not talking abject terror here. I am talking about the kind of fear where, oh, I'm a little scared to do this, or I'm afraid of doing that, or, what are they going to think of me? Those kind of fears, the kind of stuff that we on the regular just think about. But what I'm saying about here is that if we allow that kind of fear to get its way, then fear is the thing that's controlling our lives, not us. So you want a full and vibrant life, or do you want a bunch of excuses? Because that's what fear is. Fear capitalizes in excuse. Remember the fear fence? We talked about the fear fence. The fear fence is a kind of a rickety old fence because a lot of your fears are all old and maybe unfounded, and maybe they're just worn out. But we have them. Acknowledge it and just say, okay, fear, you're there. No big deal. Step aside and here we go. This is what we're going to do. As we do that, our amygdala rewards us with taking a seat. And then we start to feel good because we get all those feel good hormones. It's amazing what happens. Our body's chemistry is constantly on the lookout to help us to change things up as we want to. We have more control than we think we do. Number 6, you get to choose who you are. Did you know that? One of the things that I have said for a few years now is I am an athlete. Now, I started that when I hadn't even, started with day 1 of anything, really, and started really putting the pedal to the metal and getting things going. You get to define yourself by what it is that you do, right? You get to define yourself by who it is that you are. We don't define ourselves by the number on the scale, the size of our jeans, or any of that other kind of garbage, because come on. That puts us in this little itsy bitsy category of not being good enough. And that's just garbage. I want you to start seeing yourself in the whole, in the totality of who you are, and choose who you want to be. Choose an attribute of what it is that you want to be. Choose something that says, this is who I am. I'm an overcomer. I am an achiever. I am an athlete. Whatever it is that you want, start saying that, put a little emotion behind it, and watch how you don't step up and into that. It happens. I promise you, it will happen. And number 7 is, remember this, that wise women are known to shampoo, rinse, repeat, because this is how you get clean hair, but this is also how you get things done. Never quit on yourself. Never quit on yourself. You can have grit, not quit, anytime that you make a decision that this is so. And this is what I want for you, because you can allow these things to all click in and to have the exact thing you want. Now, I'm going to tell you one more time today. Tonight, we are doing the masterclass for the Take Back Your Life journal. It is at 7 p.m. Eastern. I'm going to tell you right now, I cannot get this to you today. But what I can do is say, if you get your journal right now today, we'll make sure that you're in the masterclass. You get the homework. It's just an exercise. It won't take you all day. Don't worry about it. And we will get you there. I want you there at this masterclass today because it is amazing. Go to savingdinner.com/journal. Start there and watch your emails, because right when you get that journal, coming right back at you is going to be a receipt for your purchase and your homework and the link to get you in the class. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. Oh, and Darla just bought her journal and we just registered you for the class, so you're in. I love that so much. Hey, Denise and Noreen, Vanessa, Chris, I love it. I love the fact that you're all here. I can't wait to see you tonight. So peace be with you. TikTok, you too. Come on down. You can go get that journal, savingdinner.com/journal. I appreciate you all. Bye-bye.
Thank you for joining me today. You can find me on TikTok for daily tips to help support your most vibrant life. And remember, you are the author of your own story. Until next time.